Welcome to Dolly and Steadicam, camera moves that move you. But today we're going to talk about shots from the original Thor from 2011, available on Disney+. It's our first comic book superhero film. I wanted to mention the interesting choice of its director, Shakespearean actor and director Kenneth Branagh. If I had to guess, they picked him because of the dramatic way the Norse gods talked. Very similar to how characters talk in Shakespearean plays and films. Now, you might be worried a theater director doesn't use camera movements, but you would be wrong. There are things to talk about in this film. The first movements we are going to over is a series of shots that reinforces Thor's character arc. In the beginning, he is to become the king. As he is about to be crowned, he makes a series of oaths.
Do you swear to preserve the peace?
I swear.
Do you swear to cast aside all selfish ambition and to pledge yourself only to the good of the realm?
I swear!
But the ceremony is interrupted.
Frost giants.
Seeking revenge, Thor starts a war, breaking the oaths he almost just took.
Yet nothing but a boy, trying to prove himself a man.
He proves himself not ready to be king. Even his father realizes it.
These are the actions of a boy. Treat them as such.
This is the establishing of Thor's character fault. The pivotal moments of a character's arc are great places to use camera movements. When Thor's father strips him of his power, he gives Thor a way to redeem himself.
Whosoever holds this hammer, if he be worthy.
The hammer, but only if he be worthy. Notice the emblem shows itself on the hammer when Odin says the word worthy. Even when Thor and Loki are boys, a standard is stated to the audience.
A wise king never seeks out war, but he must always be ready for it.
The boys are shown between the standard because a weapon is meant to be wielded by one of them. We see the boys and then Dolly in on the hammer, imprinting the standard on the hammer. Which child will rise to wield that standard? After he's banished, Thor tries to wield the weapon. It's too heavy for him. Judged by the standard that the hammer and its symbol represents, we slowly push in on it. It's a force. It has weight. The push-in is constant. It didn't start in frame, nor does it stop in frame. Slow and grounded like the values it represents. The pushing continues on the reverse shot of Thor as if the hammer is staring back at him, looking into his soul and judging him with that same intensity. In this shot, Loki tries to pick up the hammer. The camera is on a steady cam going from right to left, but there's something always in frame guiding our eyes in the direction the camera is to move. Watch. Guy on catwalk, moving right to left. Guy on ground, on the left part of frame, moving. The right side of the frame is boring. There is nothing there. Our attention is being directed. Anticipation is created. We want to see what's to the left of frame. The guy on catwalk again, just when the guy on the ground stops moving. There's always something. The metal detector when the guy on the ground who is conveniently blocked by the metal detector when the hammer comes into frame. We pitch in on it, directly. Its handle is angled so that someone will pick it up from the left of frame. Whose hand grabbed it? Now a question in the audience mind, not a movement, guides the camera's leftward movement. Loki is also not worthy to wield the standard. Going earlier in the movie, after the ice giants try to steal the casket, Thor and his gang go against King Odin's wishes and go to the ice giants' planet to confront them.
We're going to Jotunheim.
After landing on the planet, they walk this long stretch of land. We are made to feel they are being watched without any words. The creative team shows us a few moving shots. We are up high by the rocks where would-be attackers might be watching from them. We have Thor and gang in the distance, on the ground. And in the foreground, we see the far-sided cliffs where the ice giants would be hiding. The director could have decided to show ice giants hiding, watching behind these rocks, but he didn't. Instead, he has the camera moving, making it feel like any moment ice giants could be revealed, or that we are in the POV of the watching ice giants. Not showing the ice giants extends the rising action and anticipation, without their attack being imminent. This last shot cranes and increases the intensity. He creates an anticipation and unease supported by suspicious glances to the rocks, and then the spoon feeding the sentiment in dialogue to the audience.
Where are they?
Hiding. As cowards always do.
In this sequence, Thor has started a fight with the ice giants.
Next.
At first, the film shows off Thor and his gang as strong, capable. They need to be shown as superheroes, but then the fight's momentum turns, and it all happens in this shot. We follow the running momentum from one of the ice giants. We follow him as the force behind his coming punch builds. We are looking at the floor because that is where the ice energy builds from. All this energy, which is effectively built because the camera is moving, has to go somewhere. This is the beat of the scene where they start to lose. It's a specific moment. You don't show moments of half in, half out. You need to show a specific beat or beats where things change. This scene is almost all a one-shot. To keep things interesting and to motivate the camera's rotation around the characters, someone is moving from right side of frame to the left. Notice the intentionality needed from the director to keep the shot alive. When Natalie Portman finishes saying her line, we don't see her anymore. Eric blocks her from the camera, drawing her full attention to the soon-to-be in focus Darcy, who we Steadicam push into.
Look.
We are too far back still to know what she is showing them, beyond it being some sort of photo. But of what? This is helped by it being a one-shot. If we are cutting to a shot that was too far away to make out the needed detail, it would feel purposefully withholding by the director and be frustrating for audiences. So there is a tension built here. This is the climax of the scene. A one-shot inherently builds tension because a cut naturally releases tension. A one-shot is like someone holding their breath. So we cut away from the one shot, release the tension by giving us the answer in the next shot. The cut and what we cut to work together. What's remarkable about this picture is the silhouette of a man in the storm. This is an interesting short shot. Odin has collapsed on the stairs and is likely near death. We have a bird's eye view of him on the ground. The camera isn't moving when we cut to it. It takes a corner turn and then stops. I think we had the view of the heavens because it emphasizes the possibility of death, but the rotation is short-lived, possibly saying he's not dead yet. This one is hard to decipher though. I haven't seen this sort of shot with a stop revealing a pattern in other movies yet. There are a few Dolly shots in this moment. The moment when Thor regains his strength as a god. The first is on the metal beast that just defeated the mortal Thor. The push-in starts on a shot on Loki, but is continued and finished on the beast. It's interesting to see a dolly across two shots mid-motion, carrying the meaning and perspective between the shots. It's as if the metal beast is an extension of Loki. I think it works that these are the same between two dolly shots mid-motion. But there might be some interesting possibilities if you juxtaposition two shots with different, even opposing dolly moves. Or would it be too jarring for audiences and ruin the suspension of disbelief? Leave your comments in the comments section on your thoughts. Push in on the beast along with the music creates a feeling of excitement and possibility. But the dolly comes to a stop at the very end of the shot. It's like a period at the end of a sentence saying Thor may be going through a transformation, but he still has to defeat this beast. It doesn't stop for very long, hinting that the major obstacle of the film, Thor becoming a better person, has already been accomplished. If the director wanted to make the monster a bigger obstacle, here's what he might have done. There are other Dolly shots that extends the excitement of Thor's transformation. His friends. These Dolly shots don't come to a stop because the excitement is continuing between the shots of friends. Then the apex, the one of Natalie Portman, where the excitement turns into a realization and a fun line. If you wanted the beast to be a bigger obstacle, all those extra Dolly shots would be cut. We would go straight from a shorter transformation of Thor to the Dolly to the beast when we stop. We linger on him for a moment as he gets ready to fire. The pregnant pause there might set the stage for an epic battle, but that's not what the script or director wanted to do. Now it's time for the last shot featured of Thor. We're going to do something different. It's your turn to tell us in the comments section what you think the shot is about. You're going to practice thinking like a director. Don't read the comments first. Try this on your own before peeking in on the answers of others. If you can, watch the surrounding scene yourself. The hint I'm going to give is, Try narrating what you think as the audience and then explain where that is coming from. Thanks again for watching Dolly and Steadicam on Thor. Subscribe and hit the notifications button. Check out the community or about section to see what movies I'm doing next. Get the movies ahead of time so you can look at it deeper if you want. Anyway, this is one of the first movies we are doing and are looking for feedback. What did you find interesting or what did you find boring? Did I explain too much or too little? Improvements will be made based on your feedback, so I'd appreciate it. Thanks.